Hey, it's Don the Auction Professor here. Today we're going to give you another bowl. We're going to talk about a Christmas item that shows up all the time that most people walk right by. Let's hop over the right now and show you the item. So today we're going to talk about Christmas tree pins. I see people walk by these all the time without even picking them up, thinking that it's just not worth anything. Age-wise on Christmas tree pins means nothing. Even newer ones from, say, Rockefeller Center from Raising the Christmas Tree or something along that line will still sell for some good money. This is a Nolan Miller from the 80s. Well created. It's made to look like the vintage kind from the 50s and 60s. It's well marked. It's an original piece. Something very nice. $175. Now, every Christmas tree pin isn't worth a lot of money, but the more gaudy, the more sparkly, the more colorful, the more stones it has, the higher the price will go no matter what. Now, this is an Eisenberg. This is considered like pure ice is what you would call it, I guess you could say. Ice is all of the crystal, the glass rhinestones that you would see on it. Borealis is the type of stone that they are, where it has an iridescent, almost rainbowy effect. It's a coating on the top of the glass in some cases, and in other cases it's something that's just built into the glass from what I've seen. Another $175 for this one. Eisenberg are all marked as well, so if you look at them close enough you'll find them. Sometimes they're on the pin as well, so you'll have to look on the straight pin part also, depending on the maker, but Eisenberg is almost always marked very clearly on the back. So anyway, let's move on from here. Now, this is an MMA, which is Metropolitan Museum of Art. Anytime you see MMA, that's what it stands for. That's the standard abbreviation for any of their items. We do run into pieces that are marked Metropolitan Museum of Art that most people don't pick up, thinking that it's just museum knockoffs or reproductions. They created some of their own designs and prints and such forth, so there are some that go for some decent money. This is a perfect example. It's a copy of a Fabergé egg style, so it's really interesting piece. It goes way back. It's well created. They were expensive when they were originally sold. This one goes for $175 as well. There's several of these that sell at any given time too, so it's not a super rare item. Now, Radco makes mostly Christmas ornaments. That's what most people think. But they recreated all kinds of other Christmas items. Since they mess with glass, they do glass Christmas tree pins with stones in them, just like this. This is basically a recreation, a well done, well designed, well executed recreation. It went for $130. Another Trifari. Now, this is a crown Trifari, and I've showed this before and talked about jewelry makers in the past. Trifari started off in the late 40s into the 50s, and it would be a crown Trifari as the logo you'd look for, and there's a little crown above the T. That is the crown Trifari logo. Later on, it just says Trifari. You really want the crown Trifari. Really nice, interesting one here. I have not seen this design until I found this listing here. There are some very similar to this, but I have never seen this design. $127. A lot of these have multiple bids, 25 bids. This is out of season, selling in July. Had these waited till Christmas, they would have probably nudged up another $30 or $40 for some of the more expensive ones here. Here's another interesting one, Kirk's Folly. It's another signed, named piece. Rather interesting. It's vintage as well. Let's see if we can't zoom in. There you go. You can see the logo fairly well on this one. Probably 50s, late 50s, early 60s. It has angels all over the tree. $125. Any of these Christmas tree pins that are ornate, large, well done, well designed, or marked, I snag them up in a second. Now, here's another one that most people pass up. They think it's too new or too gaudy. The name they just don't get, Lunch at the Ritz. They make tons of stuff, and I've talked about Lunch at the Ritz before on many different occasions. Let's see if you can see the... this is literally the logo that you'll see on many of these. This is Lunch at the Ritz, L-A-T-R. Really nice one here. Again, they look really cheap for most people who don't know this type of material, but these are just the bomb. Anything that says Lunch at the Ritz, L-A-T-R, go for some good money. Earrings, pins, buckles, anything. And they made a lot of stuff. So that would be a name to always look for on those. Really anything. Now, modernist, mid-mod century trees go the best. for plain ones. Now, this is a plain Christmas tree. Someone might not even realize this was supposed to be a Christmas tree. They may think it's who knows what, but for many people, this may not appear as a true Christmas tree. It's a Christmas tree in every sense of the words. Zentel is a mark that you want to look for. See, and you can see it here. Usually it's just the last name, but it's Robert Zentel, and you can look these up online. There's tons of sites that just cover costume jewelry. We have hundreds and hundreds of pieces of costume jewelry up, and hundreds more that we're getting ready to list right now. So we were pulling out the Christmas trees to get ready. Now's the time to put them up so they're ready. You're in season. People buy these ahead of time, so this is a good time to snag these and list them quickly. It's just the thing you want to do. I know it's not even Halloween, but this stuff goes early and it can go higher. You can put it up for a higher price now and let it set. You won't have to worry once season rolls. And this one went for $120. Now here's a Weiss. Weiss is a very popular name. Most of these makers make tons of other jewelry. The Christmas is just a sideline for them. This is almost a cubist style. This one's from like the 40s maybe or 50s. The cubist style was still semi-in, so this could very well be a cubist item. I would have probably put that in the title, but either way, just as a Weiss item, it's sold very well. $120, basically 24 bids. Next one here is a very nice, stunning, I would say yes, that is definitely a stunning piece. Julian D and E. It's a standard mark you will run into, but it doesn't show up very often. Really nice one here. Really spectacular stones on there, I have to say. Just out of the ordinary, what you don't expect to see on something like this. Really nice one. Many people, again, might not realize this is a Christmas tree. $110. Now, there's books just on Christmas pins as well, so... here's a really nice one, too. Tons of stones, tons of ice, I would say, glitter, $110. This one might have went for more had they listed it for more. It doesn't have to have a maker's mark to be worth something. This is probably by the construction at least late 30s, 40s, and even into the 50s at the very newest. Very spectacular piece here. I'm really surprised they put it so low. I would have put this probably at $175 myself, being a large pin at 3 inches. Really nice one, another Weiss. Again, the more colorful, the more stones, the more unique it is, the higher it will go. This isn't a super big pin, much smaller than the one we just saw, just over 2 inches, or about 2 inches, I guess you could say, if you pulled the pin down to the 0 mark. $105.50, 14 bids. Here's another nice one, Swoboda. It's a well-known name, I should say, for those heavy into jewelry. They don't just make trees. Just like all the other ones, they make all kinds of other things. I don't know if these are actual stones, but you will run into some of these that are solid gold. I've seen a few Tiffany in my day that were sterling as well, so I know you can find some of these in precious metals with actual stones in them. This one, again, I can't say these are opals, but sometimes you will find in quality pieces like this real stones. It just won't be gold or silver. $99, basically $100. Now, there's people that just sell pins, too, if you don't know that. And I mean quite a few people that only mess with vintage costume jewelry. There's some that only mess with Christmas items, including Christmas pins. I've seen collections of hundreds, and I do mean hundreds of Christmas tree pins. It's a whole category in and itself. People just collect these pins and will wear different ones throughout the season. So, really nice one here in Eisenberg. It has ornaments, and the ornaments are the actual stones you see on here. Really nice one, basically $100. And another thing that people don't realize, when they're missing a stone or two, usually you can replace those fairly easily. If it's worth a couple $100 as a pin, missing a few stones, you don't think it's worth $3 or $4, you're really wrong on that, because I do repair pins all the time. There is special cement and glue you can actually get from jewelry supply companies like Fire Mountain Gems or something along that line. We deal with them for other items as well, but you can replace them. I save all of my damaged, broken costume jewelry and keep all of the stones from it. Easy to replace and easy to repair that type of issue. This is a $98 one. This is a Robert Green. Sometimes they just have initials. This one probably just says Robert, original by Robert, but it's Robert Green. $98 on this one. Now there's Swarovski crystals as well, newer items that you can still find because they're still expensive. They're still worn to this day. People will buy brand new ones. And this is a line you can basically sign up for a yearly membership of some sorts and get these constantly. They make them for other companies such as Rockefeller Center Christmas tree events. This is a really nice one here. Most of them are marked. Sometimes they only have a swan on them. Let's see if we can zoom in here. I don't think it has any markings on this one. Unfortunately, I don't see any real markings on this one, but some of the earlier pieces have swans. Now, this is a Leah, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if there's going to be a mark on this one here. Most of these should have a mark on it. It has a plastic face with a metal back. It's a standard one that you could run across. People pass them up when they have plastic on them, but depending on it, whether it could be lucite or something along that line, or acrylic pieces, those are mid-mod century, 1950s, 60s, and they will almost always sell. $95 for this one. Another real nice Eisenberg, as we've said, Borealis, this is the ice. Sometimes they actually have the word ice, if I'm not mistaken, on the back. Let's see if we can't zoom in on this one. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't zoom in very well, it looks like, on this one. Oh, well, unfortunately, I can't zoom in, but $86 on this one. Eisenberg is the name you want to look for. No matter what, I buy almost every single piece I see that says Eisenberg, even if it's damaged for $1 or less. It's just a snag-up deal there. Another Eisenberg, I bet you won't be able to see the logo blow up on here. Oh, yep, well, you can see the word ice on there, Eisenberg ice. Many earlier pieces just say Eisenberg. This is a line that they ran out with. $125. And something else I noticed on this listing, somehow they've got a emoji in the title, which I thought was banned from eBay. I'm actually looking into how you would do that because that's an interesting aspect. It really stands out if you've noticed that. If anybody has any ideas on that, please leave a comment down below. I've never seen that. I know you can put your organization labels in them on some listings only because it was a service that was offered years ago that they've just carried over. People that are in organizations for stamps and baseball collector memberships, some of those are still allowed, but I've never seen one for a emoji. So again, if you know anything about that, please leave a comment down below for us. Now here's another designer one, Modernist. It is signed. Many times people won't be able to read the signature on the back. Let's see if you can make it out on here. Or maybe they've got a blow up. It just says art. There is initial book that you can get that just has many of these initials explained as to who they are. It could literally be initials or it could be from some organization as well. I'll have to look into that, but $85. I would have snagged this up in a second just by the design. Mid-mod century, modernist as they say. Fab would have fit in this title exclusively well. So anyway, a really nice one there. Now here's some coral. Coral makes coral craft, and you're going to see just coral written on some pieces or coral craft. They also have what would be like a Pegasus emblem that would be on top of some of the really early pieces. Any of the coral craft I buy. This is another abstract mid-mod century fab piece here. It's a set. I probably would have put it up for more money. This was done as a bin with BO or just as a bin, either way. This is something I would have probably put $125 and just taken what I could get. Really nice piece. Coral makes a ton of smaller multicolor stoned Christmas trees. Really nice ones too. They sell in the $20 to say $50 range on average. Now here's a Milu, another vintage one, Partridge in a Pear Tree. It's another mid-mod century, really excellent looking piece here. The name you can run across in many other items. It's not super, super rare, but you won't run into it very often. $78 for this one. And again, most people wouldn't have tied this to a Christmas tree. Here's another real nice one. Let's see if you can see the mark on this one. Sometimes it's hard to get the mark on here, but it usually says Sphinx on these. Rather unique piece. Let's see if we can see it here. Nope, unfortunately, less people seem to do zoom-ins or the ability to blow up on some of the jewelry. But it's really essential on some of these. Most people want to see the markings. This, again, is a smaller one, more along the lines of a coral, but it's really unique, very well done. I would put it in the Christmas tree line as well, without a doubt. They state it as a book piece. There are books just on this type of material, as I said. If I get a chance, I'll try and put some links down to the books on Christmas jewelry, if I can get to some, and you'll be able to see those too. This one sold for $75. Swarovski again, Rockefeller Center is another line, as I said, that they make. They're marked Rockefeller Center. You would have bought them in the center as a tourist in the gift shops around there. They were sold in many different places. They still were fairly expensive, but they are unique, they are limited, and they do sell incredibly well. So I look at every single Christmas tree pin that I ever see, no matter what, unless they're so obviously junk that I then pass them by. All plastic ones, though, if they're just solid plastic, I usually pass them by. There are a few Hallmark plastic ones, though, that I will still mess with. Again, $75 on this one. Here's a rather unique earlier one, SM, and it's actually marked with the CNC. Not sure on the maker on this one, but I have seen other alphabet trees that weren't sterling. So it is a thing, rather unique, interesting. They're well collected again. Interesting, it's different. That's the key on this one. Plus, it's sterling. $75. Had this just been brass or plated or something like that, it probably still would have sold in almost the same price range, believe it or not. 4 bids still, so it was a decent item. And the last one here is a ultra craft. Usually if you see the word craft on the back of a piece of jewelry, no matter what it is, it's usually worth something. Rather nice, unique. Most of these type are worth looking into for sure. Again, Christmas tree, very obvious, $75 basically on this one. It's really unique, well done, mid-mod century, just a fab looking piece. But that's what I have for you today. Well, there you are. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.